Okay, this problem here, this is what the Google Drive people working at home have. The packets, if you're in class, you have graphs, okay? So here's what we need to do. For the next examples, we need to do three things. A, make a scatter plot. Don't write this down if you have the packet. And because you'll have an A, a B, a C on your packet. And a line of best fit. For part B, you write an equation of best fit in slope intercept form, okay? And then for C, there's a question that you need to answer. Okay, we're going to look at the first one. I'm going to get my sheet to look like the packet kind of, okay? You guys are going to need, you guys working at home, you're going to need to design like a graph right there, okay? Somewhat like here. Okay, here's the table. It says years, pandas, and pandas are by the 1,000. Okay, so we get 2010, 37, 2011, 39. In the year 2012, they were down to 24. 2013, they're down to 22. 2014, they're down to 18. 2015, they're down to 15. Okay? Okay, here's the first thing you need to do before you go make the scatter plot. Scatter plot's getting all this crap on a graph. Okay? These years, this is X, yours is X, and the pandas is Y. You'll need to label that. Now, we don't use the actual years for X. The first year is called 0. The second year is 1. Third year is 2. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have that. Here's what you're going to do. 0 to 5, okay? So you go 0 right there, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, it says on the y-axis, start at 10, go up by 5, okay? Because you'd have to go 10, you'd get all the points, and then go up by 5s. 15, 20, 25, 30. Remember, we're going to stop at 40. 35, 40, okay? Now I make the scatter plot, okay? So 0, 37. 139, so 139. 2, 24. 3, 22. 4, 18, and then 5, 15. Doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Now draw a line of best fit, okay? Now you're going to draw a straight line. You can't be curving it and all this point, okay? What I would do, I would start at the initial point you made and just go through the points as best I could, okay? That's a negative correlation, okay? Now on the line, when it goes down like that, you put negative slope. That's negative correlation, whatever you want to call it, which makes sense because they're going downward. So that's part A right there, okay? Part B, write an equation of best fit in slope-intercept form, okay? So B, write best fit equation in slope int form. So we know how to set that up. That's y equals blank x plus blank mb. M is y minus y, x minus x, okay? We need to pick 2 points on this line. I'm going to pick the one I started with and go up and circle that in the table, please. So 0, 37. Here, and I'll put that right here, 0, 37, x, y. Okay, find another point. I'll pick the one. And different people are going to pick different things. So there's no one right answer here. Okay, is that clear? If I were doing it, I'm going to pick the 4. Now, some of you are going to be like, how do you know to pick the 4? You don't. You could pick the 5, the one above the 5 as well. Okay, if your line looks a little different, you can pick the one above the 3. Okay, so you're not all going to get the same thing. There's going to be a lot of different answers here. A best fit equation, there's no one right answer. So I'm going to circle the 4, and I'm going to put 4, 18. Now I go from there. I don't know why I'm rewriting that. Okay, start at your higher x, 4 to the bottom, 18 to the top, 0 to the bottom, 37 to the top. It's going to be negative 19 over 4. Now, for today, decimals are okay in this, okay? So just divide it. So negative 4.75, that's your M. Now, B, you can apply the y equals m times x plus b, but you're wasting time, okay? B is where your line begins at. You clearly know it begins right there. So it begins at 37. So that's your a good best fit equation, okay? When I can see the graph, I'm not going to do y equals m times x plus b. That's when I don't have the graph to look at. When I have it, it's right there at 37. Then part C. Find the year when the pandas are going to become extinct. That means hit 0. So you bring your equation down here. You just write y equals negative 4.75x plus 37. Okay. Now, 0 pandas. You put 0 in the y, because that's where pandas are at, and you just replace your y variable with 0, okay? So 0 equals negative 4.75x plus 37. Now we're going to solve for x. We minus the 37. Negative 37 equals negative 4.75x. Then I divide. And that's my answer, okay? So negative 37 divided by, again, you just take the equation from part B, bring it down, and you put 0 pandas in for y, because y is pandas. You solve for x. Okay, that's 8. We're going to say 8 years, okay? 8 years I'll accept as an answer. Or you can just say, okay, 8 years from 2010 to 2018. That data is not accurate. I kind of just made it up just to get you the hang of it. Okay, next year I'm going to make my tape graphs down here on the people's packets. Okay, so again, this is not ideal the way I'm doing it. I'm doing the best I can. It's not going to be perfect for everybody. TV stations by the 1,000. Okay. So we have 1996, 1.55, 1997, 1.56, 1998, 1.58, 1999, 1.62, 2000, 1.73, okay, and then it goes on, okay, 2001, 1.69, 2002, 1.71. Okay, so this is X, this is Y. Again, the years. I don't want to, so that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So X is the years, and Y is the TV stations. So the years 0 to 6, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll start at 1.50, go up by 0.05, so it's 1.50, 1.55, 1.60, 1.65, 1.70, 1.75, and that's good. Okay. Okay, 0, 1.55. There's the first one. 1, 1.56. Slightly up. 2, 1.58. 3, 1.62. So there's a positive correlation. There's going to be a little blip in that, but that's okay, generally speaking. 5, 1.69. Now there's a little drop, and then it goes back up again, okay? So I put my pencil on the first, a ruler or something on the first point, okay? And I'm going to circle that. And then I'm going to go that. It can happen that fast, okay? So I will use that as my other point right there, okay? You can pick, if your line looks different than mine and it's closer to one of your other points, pick it, okay? It's fine. So that's the line of best fit. Now part B. Y equals blank x plus blank, okay? MB. So you're going to have to find the slope of the line between you. I would use these points, okay? The points it's closest to. So it's going to be 0, 1.55, and this is above my 6, so 6, 1.71. So generally speaking, again, if you use a different point, you're going to get a different answer because it's not a straight line. Okay, 6 to the bottom, 1.71 to the top, 0 to the bottom, 1.55 to the top. Okay, it's going to be 0.16 over 6. Then just divide it on a calculator. 0.03. Which is actually 30 because it's by the thousands, okay? So that would be, because it's by thousands, so you don't have the numbers. Okay, B, you don't use y equals m times, well, you can with one of these, but look, I already know it begins at 1.55, so B is 1.55 is a great B to use, okay? Couldn't be better. So there's your equation. Part C. You're going to use the equation for something, so you just copy it down. We got to approximate when the number of TV stations will hit 3,000. So 3,000 TV stations. So I'm going to put a 3 in the TV station, so I'm putting 3 in for Y. So Y equals 3. So I put 3 in for Y. The answer to this one's completely ridiculous if I remember correctly. That's what I get for making up my own problems. For those of you that know why I have to make up my own problems, that did not have me for Algebra 1, you know how annoying that is trying to do the examples solely based out of the textbook. It's not fun. Okay, then you divide. 1.45 divided by 0.03. 48 years, okay? Now, if you wanted to figure out what year that actually was, you would take your 1996 and add 48, so it would be about the year 2044. Okay, next one, graph here. Okay, so you got years and sales. The sales are expressed in the millions. Okay, so you got 2010, 27 million. 2011, 26 million. 2012, 29 million. 2013, 35 million. 2014, 44 million, and then 2015, 47 million. Okay. Before I graph it, that's 0, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that way I don't have to use those ginormous numbers for on the x-axis. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now let's start my y label at 25 and go up by 5s, because 25 is a nice solid number under my lowest amount of 26, and then going up by increments of 5 will take me where I need to go so I can get all the points graphed in an accurate manner, time efficient manner. 0.27, okay, 1.26, 2.29, 3.35, 4.44, 5.47. Okay, put your pencil on the initial amount and just go through like that. See, I didn't even hit anything. That's fine. It's a line of best fit. Okay, this is called linear regression, what we're doing here. Now I want to write an equation for that line. Y equals blank x plus blank mb. Remember, m's the slope, b's the y-intercept. Now the slope of that line, we'll use our initial point again, the 0, 27. It's x, that's y. And I'll pick another point close by. I'll pick the one above the 4 this time. Okay. So 4, 44. Then I apply y minus y, x minus x. Okay. So y, 44, or remember, higher x goes, you start with your higher x, so 4 on bottom, then I put the 44 above it, then 0 on bottom, 27 above it. It's going to be 17 divided by 4, which is 4.25. Now you can waste time with y equals m times x plus b. I don't know about you, but I'm just going to go look where the ladder starts, 27, okay? And that's part B. There's your equation. So part A is the graph. Part B is the equation. Part C, predict the profit of Target stores in the year 2020. Now 2020 would be 10 years, okay? So I copy down the equation. Now you got to be careful here. 10 years. Years is x, okay? So now it's x equals 10. That actually makes it easier. It's easier in a y equals mx plus b equation. It's easier to substitute for x than it is for y. So I now replace the 10 in for x. So y equals 4.25 times 10 plus 27. Reason why it's easier is because the y is by itself. I'm solving for the y now, but it's by itself, so I just times and add. That's all I have to do, okay? So when I times, I get 42.5, and then when I add 27, I get 69.5. $ millions, okay? Okay, last one. I'm not going to do this last one. This is a jacked up problem because there's no correlation really. I mean, it jumps up, down, a little up. So it would be almost virtually impossible to write an accurate line of best fit with no correlation. Okay? Like for example, here are the correlation. It's negative. That doesn't mean it never goes up, but for the most part, big picture, it's going down. Okay? Big picture here, it's increasing. I mean, yeah, it goes down from, there's a blip here, but generally speaking, it goes up. Here are the correlations up. That one, there's no correlation, so I'm not going to bother with that. That's an obvious positive correlation, positive slope, okay? Remember to put at the end on part C, put the 14 years in for X, okay? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 14 goes in for x, not y, okay? You are solving for the y. That would go with the 14, okay? Know if you got questions.